You're watching 76ers Now. I'm Harrison Graham, filling in for Chase Sr., who is out at the Super Bowl, covering that for us this week. Don't worry, we have you covered throughout now in the trade deadline. And speaking of, on today's show, The Athletic put out 4 players that could be fits for Philadelphia before the NBA trade deadline. So we'll react to all of those and give our thoughts on those players in just a moment. But first, I got to call you out. Got to call you out, Sixers fans. Only 14.5% of our subscribers, which is about 2,000 of the total number of subscribers, have turned notifications on. Okay, we need to get that number up. And then less than 10% have select notifications to all. So here is how you change that. After you subscribe if you haven't, go ahead, click the notification bell, and then select all. It's going to default to personalized. Change it to all. It's going to give you like 3 options. Once you do that, you know exactly when we go live and exactly when we publish videos here on the channel. And that's why you do turn on notifications for those breaking news updates, for the latest news and rumors, informative and insightful content. You never want to miss a video on 76ers Now. So be sure to be in the know. If you're at the pub, you're at the bar talking Sixers with your buddies, you want to know what the latest talking points are. That's why you subscribe. That's why you turn on notifications. All right, let's get to the Athletics trade targets here. We'll start with Quentin Grimes from the New York Knicks. He's been a player that the Knicks have reportedly been open to moving. Here's Fred Katz of the Athletic saying, "One name to watch is Quentin Grimes. The Knicks are actively fielding offers for the former first-round pick, according to rival executives who have been in contact with New York's front office. The approach signals a change from a year or two ago when the Knicks clutched onto Grimes in trade talks. The 23-year-old has fallen out of favor with head coach Tom Thibodeau as of late, losing the starting shooting guard job to Dante DiVincenzo on December 8th and seeing his playing time decrease from 30 minutes per game in 22-23 to 17 since moving to the second unit." And you see the splits and you see the decline this year in production. Obviously, he's getting less run, but that's because he hasn't played as well this year. So maybe if you're Philadelphia, you look at this, you say, okay, he's 23 years old. It's not like we've seen the best of Quentin Grimes, at least in all likelihood. You might be able to buy low on this guy. This is a promising young player still. It's not like he's 32 and he's over the hill and it's like, well, he's declining because he's lost a step or something like that. I don't think that's the case here whatsoever. I just think other players have stepped up to the plate in New York. And look, regardless of Joel Embiid's status, and we all hope he gets back before the playoffs and so forth, but I think this guy fits just about anywhere. He's 3-and-D, can shoot the ball on the outside, can play defense. So if I'm the Sixers and I could buy low on Quentin Grimes, that would definitely be a trade target I'm very interested in. What say you? Would you trade for Quentin Grimes? Type T for trade or P for pass. If the price is right, I definitely would consider it if I was Philadelphia. Let's go to Bruce Brown next here, who is currently with Toronto, but they've been rumored to being interested in flipping him after acquiring him in that trade earlier in the season. Sam Vecini of The Athletic saying, much like Alex Caruso, Brown is the kind of player who holds much more value to a contender than he does to a rebuilding team. He's a terrific defender at 6'4" with real length, who can fly around the court and provide toughness. On offense, he's a sharp ball mover who consistently keeps the flow of the offense by processing the court well and making the right reads to find his teammates in rhythm. And don't forget, Bruce Brown played a pivotal role in the Nuggets championship last year. He's played pretty well this year. 3-point shots down just a little bit. He's never been a sniper from out there, but he's better than 33% historically. He's a winning piece. He can start. He can come off the bench. He can run the offense some. He can play some 2-guard, play a little small ball 3 as well. Like the versatility, like the winning DNA. Now, what is interesting here, if you acquire Bruce Brown, he's got a team option for about $23 million next year. You got that big 2-year contract in free agency, but the second year is a team option. So worst case, you could just move on, right? Like if you bring him in and you don't like what you see and he doesn't produce, you just let him go this offseason. So gives you that flexibility. Now, you obviously have to match that salary number right now, that $23 million bucks. I wish he was a better shooter. That is one thing, especially with how he shot the ball this year. And you know, I like the player. I don't love the fit in Philadelphia. So, like, if you're asking me, would I rather buy low on Quentin Grimes or take a swing here at Bruce Brown? I'd probably rather buy low on Quentin Grimes. Grade Bruce Brown's fit on the Sixers. How do you guys think he would fit? A, B, C, D, or F? I think it's like a C+ fit. I don't think it's a great fit. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Also, while you're at it, sign up with PrizePicks, the best daily fantasy sports app out there at prizepicks.com/CLNS. That code CLNS gets you a deposit match up to $100. Daily fantasy made easy. You pick 2 to 6 players on any given entry and take the more or less on those stat projections. We got a 3-player entry for Super Bowl Sunday. They're giving you a deal, half a passing yard for Patrick Mahomes. Take the more there. I like Isaiah Pacheco to find the end zone, and then I think Brock Purdy has a big day through the air as well. 10 to win 50, win 5 times your money on a 3-player entry, can win up to 25 times your money on a 6-player entry if you are able to hit on all 6. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Get signed up today. Links to the comments and to the description. Promo code CLNS for that deposit match up to $100. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. Tyus Jones, another guard here with the Washington Wizards. He, of course, signed there to become a starter as he was Ja Morant's backup for a while in Memphis, and he could be a player that has some value at the deadline for Washington. Vicini again here says, now finally receiving an opportunity to be a full-time starter, Jones is taking his chance and running with it. He distributes the ball well, avoids turnovers at an elite level, displays his signature floater in the lane, and picks his spots well around the rim. The big leap for Jones this season has been his shooting. After a slow start, he's in the midst of the longest extended hot streak of his career, having drilled more than 50% of his threes since mid-December. If Jones can keep shooting as he has this season, he has legitimate NBA starter. He is a legitimate NBA starter. And, yeah, he kind of bet on himself, right? Like, he wanted to go start somewhere, and obviously the Wizards aren't great. They're not an awesome team. But I do think he has shown that he's at least a quality starting point guard. Now, for a championship team, is he more of a backup point? You could make that argument. There's no doubt about it. Now, one thing that has always been awesome about Tyus Jones' game is he just does not turn the ball over. I mean, his assist-to-turnover ratio at 7.1 is kind of insane when you think about it. I mean, for every 7 assists, he turns it over once. Like, the best point guards in the league aren't typically even close to that. Now, he's not making these wild passes like a Luka Doncic or something like that, but he's also not giving the ball away either. Like, he is a very particular basketball player and values the ball and not turning it over, which obviously can be big, especially when you get into these tight-knit playoff games like the Sixers hope to be in. And look, I like what Patrick Beverley has done. He's brought an edge and a toughness to this team, but I think you need to upgrade, man. Like, Pat Beverley, his value on a team at this point is more off the court than it is on the court. Like, being a guy that brings in that mental edge kind of mentality to a team, right, which the Sixers have lacked at times and has led to early playoff exits. But Tyus Jones is simply a better player at this point in his career. So I think with Joel Embiid out, you need a spark offensively. Tyus Jones can run an offense and do that for you. You can take a little pressure off of Tyrese Maxey. He can play more off-ball, and I definitely think that is something I would consider. All right, last one here. Gary Trent Jr. with Toronto as well. He's been linked to trade rumors for the last couple of years now. He could certainly offer a scoring punch. Here's Eric Corrine of The Athletic. The Raptors are in the final few days before the trade deadline. This is not a good team. A fate mercifully accepted with the OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam trades. The whole league is in the waiting period now. I think all the players, all the coaches, they just want to wake up on February 9th and know what the team looks like, and they then continue from there. It's a real thing for everybody. So Darko Rajac, their head coach, I should say, for the Raptors. The feeling in Toronto is obviously there's a little bit of turmoil. They've made some changes. They just want to know what their direction is moving forward. And if I'm the Raptors, I've already traded my 2 dogs. I'm probably willing to trade more pieces, right? Like that only seems logical at the end of the day. And Gary Trent could be a guy that you could get for an affordable price. I mean, his numbers are down this year. The scoring's down 6 points. The efficiency is actually pretty good, especially from 3-point range. So maybe he just has more value on a win-now team like Philadelphia is trying to be. especially if they think they can get Joel Embiid back by the playoffs, which, of course, is still up in the air, what his future status is going to be for this season. I like Gary Trent. I think there's some chatter around the league that maybe he's not what he was. He's not a winning component. I mean, the guy's shooting 42% from three this year. You bring him in here, he can start, he can come off the bench, play multiple positions. I still think, especially at the right price, he has value on a contending team. All right, so pick a player. These are the four that we've broken down here. If you want Quentin Grimes, type QG. If you want Bruce Brown, type BB. Tyus Jones, type TJ. Or if you want Gary Trent Jr., type GT in the comments section. The way we've ordered it is Grimes 1, Tyus Jones 2, Gary Trent 3, Bruce Brown 4. I think in terms of fit and value, in terms of what it would cost, this is the order that makes the most sense. We'll obviously have to wait and see if the Sixers, Daryl Morey and company agree with us. All right, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button as the NBA trade deadline is almost here. If anything happens between now and then, we'll have you covered. Obviously, we'll have coverage on Thursday as well. Sub for more Sixers content. Hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time.